Ensenada is also becoming known for its award-winning wine. More than 90% of Mexico's wine is produced in Ensenada, which gave this food destination the title of Napa Valley of Mexico. Well, Tess, you look awesome.
Thank you.
And you're matching
I know.
wine country.
I didn't even realize I totally match.
We're in the heart of Mexican wine country. 90% of the wine produced in Mexico is produced in this region,
Amazing.
which is called the Valle of Guadalupe, Guadalupe's Valley. This place has been here for centuries.
But it's an amazing secret because whenever we think of wines, we think of Napa Valley, we think of Tuscany, which I can imagine. I mean, this place is giving those places a run for their money.
This has been called the Napa or the Tuscany of Mexico.
I know.
The beauty, its nature, we're surrounded by beautiful hills and, of course, right now,
right here,
dormant vines.
And they're not dead. They're just dormant,
They're
waiting
dormant.
to awaken and then come out and...
Once spring happens, the shoots, they're called shoots, which are the first growths, are going to be guided by the hands of the enologist and the agriculture people here, and they're going to be guided and formed into small little shrubs where the wine and the fruit is concentrated into small clusters.
So it's all hand...
It's all hand done. There's a passion about it. I really want to talk about.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, let's go in.
Right
This is Casa
here.
de Piedra,
Let's go.
beautiful place.
Love it. Amazing. This is cool.
This place is
Neat.
beautiful. So this is Casa de Piedra, which is
Love it.
stone house.
Perfect. That's exactly what it is.
This is a gorgeous place. You can feel the climate.
Right.
It's nice and cool, refreshing, and that's what wine loves. Wine loves to be nice, cool, and fresh, and so do we.
Well, tell me a little bit about Casa de Piedra.
Founded in 1997 by a gentleman, very highly respected enologist, Hugo de Acosta. So he was working for a number of years in the largest winery in Mexico and decided to open his own winery. Now, he's very well known to be a passionate man, not business. Doesn't even carry a cell phone.
So a true artist.
A true
right?
artist. So he only listens to the vines and nobody else.
Right, so let's go taste some wine. Should I take these?
Let's take it with us after you.
What a place. Look at all these barrels.
Well, they're not actually for
Gorgeous.
show. This is the
Really?
place where the temperature is controlled.
Yes,
and
I feel it. A little cool.
and the aging process is going on. It's just one of those things of patience.
Well, this is 2010.
This is when the
When it
wine.
was picked?
Well, it's the age that it was picked. It's the year that was picked and put inside the barrel because that's the first process once it's fermented and filtered out.
So I'm sort of counting, and there's about 100 barrels here. And from what I know, there will be 300 wine bottles made from a barrel.
Exactly.
So we're looking at 30,000 bottles of wine just in this room.
Probably a little bit less when we get done inside.
That's the plan. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go for it. Beautiful.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
Breathtaking.
Hello, Tom.
Bottom of the bottle.
Beautiful. So this is the Chardonnay.
I love, Tess, how you're holding the glass.
Am I doing it right?
You know, beautiful. There's a
I'm
reason for
learning
this.
from you.
There's a reason for this, and the reason is, first of all, there's a certain temperature that these wines are served at. White wines are served a little bit chilled,
Right.
a little bit more
Cooler.
than the red wines, but some red wines are actually also chilled. You have the beauty of holding this by the stem, which does not change the temperature of the wine as you hold it
So
by the
there's
glass.
a reason why wine glasses are shaped this way, not just because they're to make them pretty, but it has to.
You're
be.
respecting the integrity of the wine, the temperature. You can view it better. You can
It is
swirl it
gorgeous.
around. And I recommend that if you're going to start swirling, you can start off in a table and then move into the swirly in the glass all the way onto my shirt.
Right, and so you're enjoying your wine, by looking, right?
You're
sights.
using all your senses,
Right.
and as one might say, you're stimulating
aroma.
the sensitivity of your sight, your nose, then your palate.
Right. And how about sound?
Well, why
Your ears.
why don't we make it sound? Tony,
Salud.
Cheers, salud.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about the Chardonnay we're enjoying.
Well, this Chardonnay is a very easy to drink Chardonnay. It's made on the one hand side to match with hot weather because it's low bodied, which means it has a rather low alcohol content
Oh, perfect.
and has a very crispy acidity. So it refreshes your mouth, and if it's hot weather,
I
it's
taste that.
you'll enjoy it better than a very heavy bodied wine.
Now, pairing.
Great.
Pairing is something everybody's interested in. All the viewers ask,
How do you pair,
how do you pair
the
up
right?
wines?
How do you pick the right one?
And probably the basics are don't overpower one with the other.
Complement.
You want things to complement. What would you pair this specific wine with? Just basic.
Well, this wine, we prefer to match it with seafood.
I was
We've got a
gonna
lot
say,
of
yeah.
tuna, oysters, mussels. So that's the second reason
can
why we try
imagine.
to get this style of wine, because it didn't age in barrel.
Of
so
course.
it's 100% fruit, 100% expression of the grapes.
So, Tom, thank you for having us here.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
You are the main enologist here, and tell us a little bit more about your job at Casa de Piedra.
My job is to look after every step during operation, from harvesting over crushing, fermenting, putting in barrels, the aging process, and finally the clarification, filtration, and the bottling process.
Tom, let's try some red wine.
Okay?
All right, this one. Red wine, I mean, you love wine, I love wine, and there are a lot of health reasons to love wine, especially if you're really limiting your intake to 1 glass per day. There's many studies that show that 1 glass of wine per day actually can improve the way your skin looks, reverse sun damage. It will minimize the appearance of pre-skin cancers, decrease Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, all of those things.
Wasn't it 1 bottle a day?
1 glass of red wine specifically a day. That's why I wanted Tom to open red wine. So here's the doctor's order. If you love to drink alcohol, you like to party, but you want to be a little healthier, try wine as an alternative. As we all know now, we've discussed red wine specifically, and in moderation, 1 glass per day, you can keep yourself looking great, you know,
Beautiful.
thin and young looking,
Of
right?
course, and healthy.
And healthy, which is why we say
We say salud,
salud.
which
And
happens to be the Spanish word for health. So when we cheer, we only cheer not for happiness, we actually cheer for health. So here's to health.